Hello everyone, welcome to Infra Xpertzz. Today we'll be seeing a new topic which is MongoDB. And this session, the current session will be covering the basics. So basically it will be a theoretical part before we move on to practicals. So first thing, what all we'll be covering, I'm just letting you know, we'll be covering on the MongoDB basics. We'll be covering what is a relational database and what is a non-relational database. And in the practical part, we will be seeing how to install a MongoDB, how to install a MongoDB cluster, what is an arbiter, and also we'll be seeing, we will try to see what is Mongo Shard. So let's start. So what is MongoDB? MongoDB is a NoSQL database which is not only SQL database. It is an open source database and MongoDB is written primarily in C++. The core database engine, storage, indexing, replication, performance critical parts is implemented in C++ for speed and efficiency. MongoDB uses JavaScript as a scripting language. So JavaScript is used for the MongoDB shell, the Mongo SH, writing queries, aggregation expressions. So the component of the database engine is C++. The query and shell syntax is JavaScript like. The C hash usage is for the client API, client driver API. The client driver APIs are C hash usage, Node.js usage, Python, Java, Go. There are two popular stacks in MongoDB. MongoDB is used in full stack web applications, and the two popular stacks are MERN and MEAN, MEAN, where MERN stands for M stands for MongoDB, E stands for Xpertzz. Xpertzz is the web server for Node.js. React, which is the front-end framework. Node.js, this is a JavaScript server technology. And where in MEAN, M stands for MongoDB, Xpertzz is the same web server for Node.js. Angular, A for Angular, which is the front-end framework. So in MERN, React is the front-end framework, and in MEAN, Angular is the front-end framework, and Node.js, which is the JavaScript server technology. So what is the difference between a relational database and a NoSQL database? So a relational database, over here data is stored in different tables, and these tables have fixed schema. Data that is stored in those tables has relations. In order to retrieve some data from the relational database, you usually perform join requests that combines data from different tables. But in NoSQL, like MongoDB is a document database. So in NoSQL database, data is stored in separate documents and each document is independent from others. It is not mandatory to have some same schema for all documents. All information related to the document is stored in one document in one place. And when you perform a query, you retrieve just one document. No need to perform different join requests. And of course, you can edit any document independent from others. You can insert new document, you can delete documents, and so on. So the NoSQL databases are Redis, which is an in-memory key value store, CouchDB, Cloud Firestore, MongoDB, which is a document database. So the NoSQL databases are document-based, dynamic schema, horizontally scalable, but it is not as good. In the relational databases, it's Oracle, PostgreSQL, MySQL. There are plenty more for both. I've given some of the examples. And these relational databases are table-based, predefined schema, vertically scalable, and good for complex queries. So over here, if you see, in RDBMS and Mongo database, both are database. In RDBMS, it's called tables, and over here it is called columns. Tables has rows in it, collections has documents in it, rows has columns in it, documents has fields in it. Table joining is done, but you can embed documents. Primary key it has a default ID provided by MongoDB for each and every document. So this is a MongoDB structure. Here, each MongoDB consists of databases. There are default that are created after each installation of the MongoDB, like admin, local, and one more database is there, which are the default databases created. And each database consists of collections. Remember, if you are creating a database and not putting any collection in there, that database won't be existing. So each database should be having a collection, and each collection consists of documents. So this is a collection and these are the documents. Usually documents are grouped into same collection by common fields, and fields can have different types of data. Like in one record you can have age as an integer, and in another record you can have age as a string. But it's not a recommended practice. Example, if you want to create an e-commerce web application, you will create a database called e-commerce, something like Amazon, and collections as products. So it will be having multiple things, multiple of your groceries or multiple of your electronic items or anything, which are the products. So the product categories, which are the groceries, electronic items and all. Shopping cart, where you will be putting all your favorite things which you need to buy. Customer, so you are as a customer, and like that. So schema is flexible and it is not mandatory to have same set of fields in the documents in the same collection. So this is in the over here, as we said, database is a container of collections. It has its own set of files. It can have multiple collections in a single database. Whereas collections, they are like tables in RDBMS. They contain a set of records, normally of a similar type. Documents, these are set of key value pairs and not required to have same set of fields. Fields can have different types of data. And the default port of MongoDB is 27017. Mongo Shell and Mongo Server. So after installing MongoDB, we will get these two applications, which is Mongo Shell and Mongo Server. MongoD, this is a command used to launch the Mongo server, and Mongo, this is a command used to launch MongoDB shell. MongoDB server stores data in the MongoDB database, and it is the main point of data storage. And MongoDB shell, it is used for management of the MongoDB server. Using Mongo shell, you can insert documents into the Mongo server, even update and delete documents. In other words, you can perform all kinds of CRUD operations. CRUD means create, read, update and delete. CRUD. And both Mongo Shell and Mongo Server are based on the JavaScript engine. You can even manage remote Mongo Server using local Mongo Shell. So these are the data, some of the data types like string, integer, boolean, double arrays, timestamp, date, object, binary data, like that. String, object, boolean, array, double don't have any prefix. That's because there is corresponding value type in the JSON format, and there is no need to add additional info such as number, int, ISO. String is just a string embedded into the quotes. Object is just an object. If you see here, so string is just a string embedded into the quotes. Object is just an object, so object ID, it is a hexadecimal string. In key value pairs, key is surrounded by double quotes, and value can be string, number, and so on. Boolean should either be true or false. So over here I didn't mention Boolean, but Boolean should either be true or false. Like say for example, if you let's give an example. If I insert over here like Azure video false, so that is Boolean. Array should have square brackets and their list of elements separated by commas. Double, so I have over here double is not there in this example, but double is any number in MongoDB if not instructed otherwise is stored as a double. Number int or number long if you want to save number explicitly as integer. Then you need to use number int or number long prefix and it is 32-bit or 64-bit integer. Object ID, this is used in each document in Mongo database and its goal is to make each document unique. And this number must be unique inside of each collection in MongoDB. Date is also not here in this example. So date is date representation in MongoDB. It is separate type and it has prefix like ISO date. So relational database and NoSQL database. In relational database, you select a query like select star from infra, select a table. But over here, db.infra.find like that you need to query. And if you need a where clause like select star from infra where status is published, and over here it should be like this, db.infra.find and status is published. And if you need or clause also with it, select star from infra where status is published or topic is MongoDB. Over here db, so you need to find like this where or status is published or topic is MongoDB. So unlike relational databases, you don't need to create multiple tables to put details. Like if you need to add another over here, if you see, if you need to add another line over here like another SSD, in RDBMS you need to add another table and then use primary or foreign keys, but in MongoDB it's not like that. It's like over here after a comma you need to put another SSD. So MongoDB format, it is in the format of JSON, which is JavaScript object notation, and the data present in JSON is just a string. So what is the difference between JSON and JavaScript object? So JSON is a string format, JavaScript object is a variable type, keys must be in double quotes, keys do not need to be in quotes in JavaScript object. In JSON, it is used for data storage and exchange. In JavaScript, it is used for data manipulation, and JSON, it cannot be used directly in JavaScript object. It can be used directly in JavaScript. So over here, if you see this example, the single quotes, this means that this object is a string. And what is a string? This is JSON. Okay. And JSON object is a string because it is used for data exchange between client and server or between different servers. It is often used in different APIs. So in this example, if you see, it consists of key value pairs separated by comma, and each key value pair is separated by colon. Each key is surrounded by double quotes, as you can see over here in double quotes, and you cannot use single quotes there. The laptop is surrounded by double quotes, which means this is a string, and the price 120, it does not have quotes, which means it is a value. Okay. And Over here, true, this is a boolean. Features is an array of strings because it's in square brackets, as I told earlier. And this JSON, it has these 6 data types: string, number, object, array, boolean, and null. So if you see over here, it's not in double quotes, it's not in single quotes, so it's a JavaScript script object. And how do you convert? JSON.parse. With this, you can convert a JSON to a JavaScript object, and JSON.stringify, from this converts JavaScript object to JSON. So that is all about today's session, where we saw the basics of MongoDB. There are plenty more, but those I will cover in when we proceed with the installation of the MongoDB. Over there, I'll be showing like the operators, like the AND operators, the insert, update, sort, skip. There are multiple things which will be covered along with the replication arbiter and all. So stay tuned, and we will meet again in the next session. Thanks a lot for now. Take care. Bye bye.